Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Montana This Morning. The time is 6:47. It's Wednesday, and it's pretty nice outside. Temperature-wise, I'll take it. I just love the feeling of that fresh air, but things are bound to get a little colder and a little ugly. It'll have all the details in just a few minutes. Our top story today, we have more information on what led a Billings police officer to shoot and kill a man inside of a casino, marking the second police shooting within a 24-hour period. What started as an apparent domestic issue early Tuesday quickly turned into a holdup at the Lucky Lil's Casino on Grand, then escalated into a fatal encounter between police and the suspect. Q2's Asia Gore has the details.
This was the scene around 3 a.m. Tuesday, not long after police shot and killed a man inside. Hours earlier,
the female caller reported that her ex-husband, a 44-year-old male, was at her house causing a disturbance by knocking on windows, doors, and possibly waving a handgun in the air.
The woman said her ex-husband threatened to rob a casino, then left.
Officers knew the suspect from past dealings and that there was an active temporary restraining order that needed to be served.
Police located the man here outside the Lucky Lil's Casino and ordered him to surrender. Instead, he went inside.
Once inside, the officers saw the suspect waving the gun and threatening people. Patrons were yelling, screaming, ducking for cover, or looking to escape.
Officers ordered the man to drop the weapon.
The suspect failed to comply and yelled at one point that he had hostages. The officer, believing lives were in jeopardy, fired multiple rounds from his patrol rifle.
The shots, fired by Sergeant Brett Becker, took the man down.
The suspect began to reach for something on the floor. Believing that it was the handgun, the officer fired again and downed the suspect.
The man was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. No one else was injured. In Billings, I'm Asia Gore, MTN News.
And officers learned after the shooting the man's weapon was actually a pellet gun. A toxicology report will determine if the man was intoxicated at the time of the incident. The man's ex-wife told police she believes he was under the influence of an opioid. His name has not been released. Authorities have released the name of the man killed by police on Monday morning. He was 29-year-old Zachary Hoven. He was shot 3 times in the upper torso and died after he ignored orders and charged Billings police officers with a knife. The officer who shot Hoven and another officer who tased him are on administrative leave. Authorities in Sweetgrass County believe they found the body of a man who has been missing for close to 2 weeks. A Sweetgrass County resident contacted authorities on Tuesday saying they found a body in an area that was recently searched. The search for 28-year-old Bryce Arneson of the Bozeman area began March 30th when authorities responded to a call for an erratic driver near Great Cliff. He fled from authorities, but due to severe weather, they backed off, set up a perimeter, and requested backup. They began searching for Arneson again the following morning and found his vehicle in a creek, but there was no sign of him. The body found on Tuesday has been taken to the state medical examiner's office in Billings, and an autopsy will be conducted to determine a cause of death and identify the body. In the national spotlight, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg continues to answer questions on Capitol Hill over the company's privacy scandal. During testimony in front of Senate lawmakers on Tuesday, Zuckerberg apologized for not doing enough to protect user data that was ultimately sold to a political consulting firm. Zuckerberg also revealed that Facebook is working with special counsel Robert Mueller as part of his Russia investigation. During the Q&A session, Montana Senior Senator John Tester vowed to hold Facebook accountable. In court news, the man charged with providing drugs that led to the 2016 death of a Billings woman will spend 90 days in jail. Daniel McGrail was charged after Montana State University student 20-year-old Natalie Dietrich overdosed on an opioid-based drug in a Bozeman music venue. On Tuesday, a judge sentenced McGrail to 90 days in jail, 5 years suspended, and a $5,000 fine. Dietrich's boyfriend, Jeffrey Qualls, also overdosed but recovered. He pleaded guilty to a lesser charge for giving the drug to Dietrich. Now we go to Great Falls, where a bus aide has been suspended after a reported scuffle between an adult and students on a school bus Monday afternoon, and it was all caught on camera.
What? Holy!
A video posted to Facebook Tuesday shows an adult and several students yelling and pushing each other on a school bus in Great Falls. Big Sky Bus Lines confirms a bus aide was involved and that aide has been suspended. According to Great Falls Public Schools, it was the end of the day and the bus had picked up students from a middle school and was waiting for students to board from a high school. The district says there were obviously events leading up to the portion of the video that's posted on social media and of course events after. The student who shot this video tells us the aide came onto their bus from another bus after he saw a student stick her feet out of the window. The school district is working with Big Sky Bus Lines to investigate what happened. GFPS says Big Sky Bus Lines will reiterate with their staff the importance of appropriately managing and de-escalating behavior, and the district will also work to enhance supervision while buses are waiting. In Helena, Governor Steve Bullock teamed up with professionals from an accounting firm to bring attention to the Equal Pay for Equal Work Montana Task Force. That group reports Montana ranks 35th in the nation when it comes to gender pay equality for all workers. Montana's ranking drops to 48th when it comes to full-time workers. In 2016, Montana women working full-time jobs earn only about 73% of what their male counterparts earned. This comes despite data that shows Montana women earn more high school diplomas and bachelor's degrees.
Gender should have nothing to do with pay. It really should be based on merit. It's hard for me to believe that somebody would think just because somebody's a female, they don't warrant the same wage as someone else who's doing the exact same job.
Management, hospitality, and real estate industries had the smallest wage gap. Finance and insurance, mining, and healthcare saw the widest wage gaps. And another report shows the state isn't doing well in reading. The nation got its student testing report card on Tuesday. Montana's 8th grade reading scores have dropped since 2015. Montana is the only state in the country to see a decrease in these test scores, but Montana's average 8th grade student score of 267 is slightly above the national average of 265. The percentage of 8th grade students in the state who performed at or above the basic reading level is at its lowest since 1998.
An assessment is exactly that. It tests a small portion of a window of that entire school year and what that individual has learned. I don't want to rely so much on that testing. Federal mandate says that I must, but in Montana we know better. School is done within a classroom with a teacher and parent. That's what we do in Montana, and we're going to strive to do better.
Arnson says the state received a 3-year, $24 million federal literacy grant, which she says will help improve reading and